And they're going to put it in the chat. So grab that workbook if you don't have it yet. And we're going to use that a lot during class today. Liz just put it there. Tell us if you have the workbook. And they're going to put it in the hold chat. On. So grab that workbook if you don't have it yet. And we're going to use that a lot during class today. How many difficulties can we have at once? I don't know. Okay, so grab your workbook and we are about to get started. Hello from Minnesota. Kelly says she has her workbook. Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you hear me. For those of y'all joining me on Instagram, we are going to be talking about planting like a pro. And you can join us if you go to gardenary.com if you need the link. All right, can y'all see me okay? I know that the light's kind of funny, but I wanted to have my garden in the background, but now the sun came out. All right, everybody's giving me a thumbs up. All right, awesome. Y'all, today we are going to learn how to plant like a pro. During today's class, I am going to give away my plant tags so you guys can keep up with all of the plants you're going to be putting in your kitchen garden. Anybody ever forget what they planted? Just me. I plant so much out there, you know, sometimes I forget. So we're going to give away several sets of these. So all you got to do to enter to win those is just be awesome in the chat. Just chat it up. Give us all your feedback. Today is the day my book comes out. It is out. Leaves, Roots, and Fruit. And I'm going to be teaching you so much from this book today. Raise your hand if you already have it. Thank you so much for your support. Right now on Amazon, it's number 2 in vegetable gardening. The Old Farmer's Almanac is beating me on Amazon. And so I do love the Old Farmer, but I'm the new gardener. And so I need y'all to help me get it to be a bestseller. Okay. So right now it's number 2. Square Foot Gardening is number 3. I love that book too, but I'm in between 2 dudes. Okay. I'm in between the Old Farmer and Mel Bartholomew, the engineer gardener. So if y'all can help a woman vegetable gardener move up to number 1, I would absolutely love you for it. Teresa said, I got mine 6 minutes ago. Amazing. All right, you guys, well, let's get started. Again, if you don't have your workbook, you want to grab it in the chat. For those of y'all on Instagram, you can go to gardenary.com to grab it. And we're going to have so much fun. I'm going to share my screen here and I'm going to teach y'all to plant like a pro. Oh my goodness. Patty says Amazon said hers is out for delivery. Patty, call me when it gets there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to plant like pros together today. Monica and Liz are helping you guys in the chat with the workbook. And we're just going to have so much fun. Are y'all ready to have fun? Yes. Planting is fun, you guys. All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen, and for Instagram, I'm going to turn my little thingy around so that y'all can see my slides. Okay, so plant like a pro. That's what we're going to do today, and this is my goal for you: that you are covered in plants by the end of the summer. Raise your hand if that looks awesome, like a great idea. That you could like be home and no one would know you were there. Like that's my goal for y'all, okay? I want you to be home, but no one knows you're home because your garden is so covered with gorgeous, productive, beautiful plants that they can't see you in there, okay? Gardenary stands for Gardening is Ordinary. I came up with this name with my parents in Mississippi back in 2017. I was trying to come up with a name of a company that explained my heart and mission. And my goal is for every single person in the entire world to grow something that they can eat. And so I just want to thank you so much for being part of Gardenary and for joining me here today. It really means the world to me. Today is the day my book is out. I am so appreciative of all of your support. If you have not ordered the book yet, I want to ask you to please order it. Today is a wonderful day to get it, and you're going to get a sneak preview of this book today in class. And it's also a great book to give to a friend or to a mom. Mother's Day is coming up, you know, all that good stuff. So here is how you're going to grab your workbook. My team's going to put it in the chat if you don't have it yet. And now we're going to work the magic. Just picture yourself right here. This is where I want you to be by the end of the year. Okay. So just like pretend like you can't see me there, like you have better style, you know, and you're like, you got your outfit on and you're right in there picking all this gorgeous food from your garden. That's what we're about to do together. Does that sound good? Okay. Leaves, roots, and fruit. This is like a little sneak preview of what the chapters look like. We've got roots and small fruit and large fruit and sprouts and shoots and microgreens and so much more. But the whole point of the book is to teach you all about the plants. So today's workshop is really like a sneak preview of how all the plants work together in your kitchen garden. And I'm going to show you why I named it Leaves, Roots, and Fruit. All right, so let's get into the 3 steps to plant like a pro, to plant like me. Do y'all like the fact that I just called myself a pro? I'm like a self-proclaimed pro, okay? I have planted a ton of gardens, hundreds of them, and I've also grown in 3 climates, Houston, Chicago, and now Nashville. And so I'm really teaching you from that perspective of tons of gardens and tons of different seasons and climates. So the first thing I want you to put on your workbook, plant gradually. Everybody following me? You're going to plant gradually. That's the first word you want to fill in there. You might have an idea what I mean by that. Plant gradually. So this is participatory, okay? So what I mean by that is you want to grow with your plants. You're going to grow things that are easy when you start, that are harder as you go along, and that are the hardest, the more success you have. So this is an image from my new book. And can you guys guess what I'm trying to communicate here with this little ruler? So I found this ruler at a consignment store. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be perfect because it's like a little stair step, right? So you can see there, we've got leaves at the bottom, we've got roots in the middle, and then fruit and corn, which is seeds at the top, right? And so the idea here is that the plants at that bottom are easy to grow, hint, they're leaves, right? The plants in the middle are a little bit harder to grow, and the plants at the top are the hardest. This is another way to see it. I had Katie Oglesby, the Wisconsin gardenary consultant. Her husband, I asked him to build me a staircase to put the plants on. And so I actually thought this was going to be the cover of the book. But do you guys see it here? So at the bottom, we have all the leaves, the herbs and the microgreens. We have the salad greens. And then in the middle there are all the roots. And then up at the top are small fruit and large fruit. And the idea is that your garden journey can be gradual. You do not have to plant and grow all the things at the very beginning. You can graduate up to harder things in the garden when you're ready. Or put another way, you can grow all of them together, but I just want you to understand that the leaves are going to be easy. The roots are going to be harder, and the fruit will be the hardest. So this is the chart you're going to fill out with me in your workbook. Leaves at the bottom, then roots, then fruit. So here's the details. Are you guys ready? So this is what it takes to grow each of these. For the leaves, this is also an image from my book. We're going to have small plants. So for the most part, these plants are going to be 1/9 of a square foot, maybe up to 1/6 of a square foot. But they're pretty small. Everybody say small salad, right? Small salad, small leaves. They're going to be small. They're going to be ready to harvest in about 45 days. And they only need about 4 hours of sunlight. Raise your hand if you have said, I cannot start my garden because I don't have enough sun. A few people. Yes, I hear it all the time. My yard is too shady. I don't have enough sunlight, right? Well, if you only have a little bit of sun and you only have a little bit of space, you have plenty of resources to grow leaves, all right? All right, now let's talk about the roots. So you see that little image on the bottom there, those 9 circles? keep that in mind because we're going to use that on our planting plan. All right. So now we have our root crops, right? And these are a little bit harder. We like to call this right in the middle. Okay. So these are medium-sized plants for the most part. You're going to plant them like a quarter, like one you're going to plant 4 a square foot. The exception of this is things like carrots and radishes, right? They do need less space, but I want you to think of them as they need more space because you have to plant a lot of them to get a lot of harvest. You know what I mean? Like one carrot, you're kind of like, that was not enough, right? So you want to give them more space in the garden than you would your leaves. They're going to need at least 60 days for the most part before they're ready to harvest. And they need more sun. They need 6 hours of sun, not just 4. All right. So roots, that's an intermediate level. Everybody say intermediate in the chat. Are you ready for intermediate? If you are, you're going to go for the roots. Then finally, for our advanced gardeners out there, we have the fruit. All right. So these plants, they are the hardest. This is advanced gardening. Now, a lot of you might be like, well, I grow tomatoes, and I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. You are already at level 3. So these need 8 hours of sunlight. They need at least 90 days before you harvest them. And these are what we're going to call large. So we're planting like a pro today. So we're going to give them about 1 square foot per plant. All right. So stay with me here because this is all about to make sense as we move on to secret number 2 and secret number 3. If you're with me, tell me in the chat, I'm with you. I'm following. All right. So are you already figuring out why I named my book Leaves, Roots, and Fruit? My friend Marcia Smart said it so clearly yesterday. She said, beginner, intermediate, advanced, right? Beginner, intermediate, advanced. So this is what we mean by planting gradually. It's fine if you want to grow all 3 of these together. I grow them all together like this. You can plant them all together, but I want you to know in your mind, the small plants are going to be ready quickly. They don't need a lot of space or sun. The medium-sized plants, mostly the roots, they need a little bit more sun, a little bit more space, a little bit more time. The fruit, they're going to need a lot more time, a lot more space, and a lot more sun. But they can all work together. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do in secret number 2. Okay. So secret number 2 is to plant. Can you guess the word? You're going to fill in the blank here. Intensively. Anybody who knows me knows that I am an intense person. I don't know how to do things casually. I like either do it intensely or I just don't do it. Anybody else like that? Raise your hand. You're like just a little bit much. I had friends before, they just told me, they're like, you wear me out. I'm like, I know, I wear myself out. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to wear you out, or you're going to wear somebody out by planting this garden, but trust me, it works. Okay. So up at the top, do you see the 9 circles? That is that's the leaves. The 4 is the roots. And then the 1, right, is our fruit. So check this out. This is a 4x4 bed. 4x4, guys, 4x4. This is 16 square feet. Here is how you can plant this intensively. Are you getting it? All right. So we got all the 9s. Those are our leaves. Then we've got the 4 circles. Those are our roots. And then those large circles signify the fruit. Now, who thinks that there's too many plants in this garden? Anybody? Or anybody think like, yes, that is what I like. So if you see my garden, if you can peek out there, this is how I do it. So I pack it in. If it's a small plant, it gets about 1/9 of a square foot. If it's a medium-sized plant, in other words, a root, it's going to get 1/4 of a square foot. And if it's a fruit, it's going to get a full square foot. Now, let me show you some other ways you can do this. Here is that in real life. All right. So you can see this is one of our clients' gardens. We've got small plants down at the bottom. We have medium-sized plants running alongside the trellis. Those are our peppers and beans. And then up the middle, we have our fruiting crops. So we have cucumbers in the middle of the middle bed. And on the two sides, we have tomatoes. Now, does this look crazy to you guys? What do you think? A little bit? All right, now let me show you another way you could do this organization. So I just switched this up a little bit, but the same idea is here. We've got the small plants, the medium-sized plants, and the large plants all working together in one box, okay? So the idea here is you can mix and match. I'm going to tell you in step 3 what you have to be sure you do, but as long as you follow my step 3, which is coming, you can mix and match these plants, these leaves, roots, and fruit together in one bed. Here's another picture of what it looks like, all right? So small plants on the outside. We've got herbs and greens all down the middle. All on the outside border. Then in the middle, we have more medium-sized plants. We've got our kale, our Swiss chard, our peppers, all along the middle. And then up the top on the trellises, we have tomatoes and cucumbers and pole beans. You guys see it? This is what it looks like on paper. This is what it looks like in real life. All right. Here's one more picture of what this could look like. So here I did large plants on the outside and down the center, medium-sized plants right to the side, and then small plants all along the outside border, okay? So small, medium, and large all together. Another way we can say that is leaves, and then roots, and then fruit. This is one of our clients, Ted. I love this garden. And you can't even see the root crops here, but right through the middle of his beds, he's got beets in there. He's got carrots in there. He's got onions and garlic in there. And then over his trellises, he has all these fruiting plants. He has pole beans, cucumbers, and tomatoes. And then towering over the side of all the edges of the bed are the leaves. You get it? Leaves, roots, and fruit all together in one kitchen garden bed. All right. So this is how we do it. We know that leaves take up a little bit of space, roots need more, and fruit needs the most. And so we combine all 3 of these together into the kitchen garden to maximize the growth, to keep it healthy, and also to have the most production and I think beauty in a garden space. So if it looks like this at the end of the summer for you, then I want you to call me, okay? Because that is my goal for you. All right, number 3, the last one, the last secret to this is to plant seasonally. This is the one I was telling you, you have to do this, okay? If you don't do this, then it's not gonna work. You've got to make sure that the plants you're putting in, the leaves, the roots, and the fruit, all grow in that same season. I'm going to show you what I mean, okay? So we want to have a seasonal garden. We want the garden to be as full as possible every single season of the year. So I'm going to give you an example with a cool season, okay? So in the box in your workbook, you're going to list all of the season's plants. By the way, all the details of this are in the year-long planting plan that you get when you order my book. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. So I list the cool season plants in that box. I've got lettuce, Swiss chard, arugula, spinach, radishes, carrots, beets, peas, broccoli, cauliflower, snow peas, fava beans, and parsnips, right? Then I divide all those plants into my leaves, my roots, and my fruit, okay? So I've got leaves on the bottom, arugula, spinach, and lettuce. I've got roots in the middle, carrots, radishes, beets, and parsnips. And then at the top, I've got my fruiting crops, peas, broccoli, cauliflower, snow peas, and fava beans. You following me? So the thing you got to know is you don't want to do roots, fruit, and leaves together if they're not in the right season together, okay? So we're not only going to plant gradually, we're not only going to plant intensively, but we're going to do it every single season in the garden. And all of us have a wide variety of seasons, at least 2, if not 3, maybe even 4 seasons in the garden. All right. So here's a picture of the cool season plants. Can you guys name out some that you see here? Some of the leaves. Some of the leaves are like kale and lettuce, Swiss chard. Some of the roots, we got radishes and carrots and beets. And then some of the fruit, we might not think about it as fruit, but we've got peas, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower. All right, here's what the warm season looks like. We know tomatoes and cucumbers and squash, but how about beans? Those are the fruits. We've got arugula and basil and herbs for our greens, our leaves. And then we've got potatoes for our roots. Oh yeah. All right, and then here's what the hot season looks like. This is when the weather is over 85 degrees. Raise your hand if you have a hot season in your garden. When it's like over 90 degrees. It's just super warm. So these are the plants. You've got your fruiting crops here are going to be okra and honeydew and cantaloupe and eggplant. Your leaves at this point are going to be chives, basil, sweet potato leaves, Malabar spinach. And then your roots are going to be things like ginger, sweet potatoes, turmeric. All these really hot, heat-loving root crops can grow during this season as well. So here is where the magic happens, all right? What you're going to do, you're going to get the planting plan that we give you as a bonus when you buy my book, and you're going to fill out this chart for each season that you have in your garden. Don't worry, my little ebook will show you how to do it. So I'm going to walk you through a few seasons and show you what it looks like. Does that sound like a good idea? Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to do cool, warm, hot, and then a second cool season. Okay. So this would mean like I have a season where it's cool, but there's a chance of frost in the beginning. Then it warms up. That's the warm season. Then it's really hot in the summer. And then I have a second cool season before the end of the year. So here I can use my intensive plan, right? And I'm doing lettuce for my leaves, beets for my root crops, and peas for my fruit. You guys see that? You following? Everybody say, that's so cool. That is so cool. That's a cool season. Now, this is what it looks like in person, right? So here are the leaves, the roots growing in the middle. You can't see the peas, but the peas are just starting to come up on the trellis here. All right. Isn't that fun? I love the cool season garden. That's what mine really is right now, is super cool season. All right. That's so cool. All right. The next one is the warm season. So here I'm using the same kind of idea, but I'm switching to arugula, potatoes, and cucumbers. So I'm growing those together in a bed. You could switch out your cucumber and do tomatoes. You can do pole beans. Those would do really well there as well. Here's what the warm season garden looks like when it's planted this way. We've got leaves coming over the edge of the bed. We've got root crops in the middle. We've got potatoes, radishes. I think there were carrots in here as well. And then we've got fruiting crops. You can see the cucumbers going over the trellis and the tomatoes going over the trellis and the eggplants there in the center of the bed. Oh, and that huge squash, right? So that's a warm season garden. Next, we're going to move on to a hot season garden. Not everybody has this, but this is when the temperatures are really warm. So the green I could do would be Mizuna. That's like a really peppery, it's in the brassica plant family. Then I could do some sweet potato, and then I can do some okra. So I've got my leaves, my roots, and my fruit. Now in this case, the sweet potato is gonna leaf out a lot. So you could, my idea here is you have Mizuna first, then you let the Mizuna kind of get covered over with the sweet potato, and then you can actually use the sweet potato leaves as your leaves during the hottest part of the year. This is what a hot season garden looks like. You see that sunshine? You got okra just popping up at the top of the plants. You've got all kinds of flowers, lots of herbs. And you can't see it, but on the other side of that third bed, there's sweet potato vine just going all over, not vine, but sweet potato leaves going all over the edge of that garden. So here you have leaves, roots, and fruit. And this right here, you might want to take a snapshot, a screenshot, whatever you call that thing. This is how you plant like a pro. We get to cool season 2, and we get to do it all over again. So now we have spinach, carrots, and broccoli. So broccoli's down the center. Carrots are our root crops, and spinach are our leaves, right? So we've got spinach on the outside, then carrots in the middle, and then broccoli down the center. And this is an entire year of planting like a pro, using the leaves, the roots, and the fruit system, planting gradually, planting intensively, and planting seasonally. What do you guys think? Do you feel like this right now? Anybody? Raise your hand if you're like, wow, Nicole, you just shot me in the face with a garden hose. Anybody? Just a little bit? Okay. Well, I took some water. I'm going to calm myself down a little bit. So I don't know if you know, I think there's a quote, Flannery O'Connor, I think is like, she's a great novelist from a long time ago. I used to love reading her books, and someone was interviewing her once and they said, can you summarize this story in a sentence? And she was like it was a book she had written. And they were like, can you summarize your book in a sentence? And she was like, I mean, if I could do that, I wouldn't have written the book. Right? And so that's why I wrote a book, you guys, because it's all in here, right? There's stories and pictures, and it brings you through all the clear details. But I have to tell you about something really, really cool that I did that's not just a book, that goes along with the book. And that is, I created an entire video course to help you. So I didn't just write the book. That's going to be so helpful to help you plant like a pro. But all the things you see out here in my kitchen garden, since January, I hired this wonderful lady, Molly, and she and I have been videoing in my garden every single day. Not every single day, but most days. And we've made videos of everything that is in my book: how to grow microgreens, how to grow arugula and lettuces, how to grow carrots, how to grow radishes, potatoes, beans, tomatoes. It's all inside the Leaves, Roots, and Fruit course. It's a video course. And after this week, we will sell that course for hundreds of dollars. But this week, I'm giving it to you in a very special way. I want to show you what the course looks like so you have an idea. Let me see. Is this it? Yeah. Okay, so this is what the Leaves, Roots, and Fruit course looks like. So you can see here it has a welcome video, and then there are videos for everything from step 1. My book is 8 steps. So there are videos on every single plant that I've planted in my garden to show you exactly how to plant them. So preparing potatoes for planting, planting potatoes in the ground, planting potatoes in a potato barrel, garlic update, onions, radishes, carrots, Napa cabbage, planting kale, planting lettuce, planting Swiss chard, planting arugula, planting herbs. Then you go down and there's fruit videos, planting sugar snap peas, planting tomatoes and sweet peas, planting cucumbers. So there are videos on all these plants, and each week we're making new videos to show you how to plant and grow and harvest and plant like a pro all year long. And that's a course that is available to help you so you don't feel like you're drinking from a water hose. Does that sound good? How many people think if you had all those videos that you could just watch on an app, that you might actually be a pro this year? Yes, exactly. My goal is that you and I just hang out in the garden with these videos and you get to just learn to plant with so much confidence. So that is a course that we're offering to you today. And you're going to have to stay tuned for me to tell you how much it costs. All right. So I showed you the course. There's another thing I wanted to give you to help you be sure you get to plant like a pro. And that's my salad box course. So you may have seen my 4x4 salad garden bed where I plant this full of lettuce and I grow a ton of lettuce in just this one little bed. How many of you would be like so happy if you could just grow lettuce? Like just like that would be enough. For me, that's enough, I have to say. So this course is typically almost $50 by itself, but this is also going to be included to help you grow $900 worth of salad in just 16 square feet of space. All right, so I'm not stopping there. I'm also going to give you an ebook. So this is a 90-page salad garden guide. You'll learn how to grow salad in my book, but I'm also going to give you this guide to be sure you know exactly every single thing about growing salad. So I'm trying to find it here. Where is it? Y'all don't look at my messy computer here. Where's the salad garden guide? It's somewhere. I promise. Anyway, the salad garden guide is this really nice ebook that I can't find right now, but you're going to love it. And it's included if you buy it, the book while we're live, or if you've already bought it, I'm going to show you how to tell us about your order so we can give it to you. So I can't show you the guide because I can't find it because I'm disorganized on my desktop. The last thing we're going to give you if you order my book while we're live are my planting plans, 16 planting plans that show you how to plant like a pro, just like I just taught you. So this, I do know that I can show you. Let me show you all this. You're going to love this. Okay. So, you know, how I talked about planting seasonally and everything and how you got to figure out your seasons and the plants that grow each season. Well, that's what this ebook teaches you. So it teaches you how to label your seasons. And then I show you which plants grow in each season. So you have all the lists of the plants, just like this, every single season, all of the plant lists. And then look at this. Are you ready? I created these planting plans for you so that you can plant out your leaves, roots, and fruit in the season, every single season. So you can just follow these planting plans and do the leaves, roots, and fruit system right alongside me. So there's one for cool. There's like 4 for each season: cool, warm, and hot. So those are included today when you get the bonus package. All right, let me figure out how to do this again. All right, so that's it for me showing you all this stuff. So I showed you the plan. So typically, eventually, these bonuses will be they will be over $300 for someone to buy them. But today they are not $300. They aren't even $200. They aren't even $100. In fact, you don't pay me anything to get all of these. All you have to do is order my book for less than $30. So I am so desiring for this book to be a bestseller that I'm going to give you all of this for free. The full Leaves and Roots video course, the salad box course, the salad garden ebook, and the planting plans for free when you go and buy this book at Barnes & Noble, a bookstore, Amazon, anywhere you want to buy this book. I don't care if you buy it. I'm going to give you all these courses for free. So let me show you how you do it. As soon as you order the book, you can go to the link in our chat. Liz and Monica are preparing it there. You can also go to leavesrootsandfruit.com. Don't put your order number here in our chat because there's too many of y'all for us to process. As soon as you put in your order number, we are going to send you an email and you'll get a login for all the stuff I just showed you. The course on leaves, roots, and fruit, the salad box course, the ebooks on the planting plans, and the salad garden guide. Now, how much time is this going to take you? It can take as little or as much time as you want it to. The goal is for this to support you as you grow your garden. So if you only have a patio today, If you only have a windowsill, you can start watching my microgreens classes and my sprouts classes. If you just have a little bit of sun and a little bit of space, you can go all into the herb gardening classes and the salad gardening classes. Each of these plants can take as little or as long as you want. And each of the videos inside the video course is about 5 to 10 minutes long. So the goal is that you can watch a video, go out to the garden and do it right away. And then you have my book as your handbook to guide you too. So a lot of people want to know, how is this book different from my first book? Raise your hand if any of you guys got my first book, Kitchen Garden Revival. A few of you. So thank you. This one is all about setting up the garden. This one is all about the plants. So if you set up your garden, you're like, I got this part. Now, how do I plant this intensively? How do I understand how all the plants work together? Then this is the book for you. This one is How to Plant Like a Pro. All right. So this is about the plants. And this one is mostly about the setup and the garden itself. So that's how the books are different from each other. How much money and space will I need to invest to grow these plants? Well, again, that's up to you. If you're growing in steps 1 through 3 in my book, you're going to be able to use just a little bit of space and time. If you decide to go all in and go to steps 5, 6, 7, 8, you're going to need some more space and time, but I'm going to guide you through those steps, and you don't have to do that to have a really productive garden. It's really about how fast you want to move through the steps to go. Like, you can go at your own pace. You can spend as little or as much as you want. Are your gardening methods organic? Absolutely. So nothing in here is going to ever suggest that you use that stuff called Miracle-Gro or synthetic pesticides or herbicides. It's all about using the magic of the plants and letting them work their magic in your garden and less stress. So all that I taught you today is what helps your plants to grow healthfully without the use of fertilizers and pesticides. So here's one I get a lot is, how long will I have to complete the course? You get access to the Leaves, Roots, and Fruit course for good. So as long as we have the Leaves, Roots, and Fruit course, you get access. So you can watch it all year long, all next year, whenever you want to log in and learn how to grow the next thing in your garden journey. Those videos will be able and possible for you to watch. The last question, how long is this available? Well, the planting plans and the salad garden guide ebook, those are available if you order my book while we're here together live. So if you go to leavesrootsandfruit.com and order the book anywhere you want to, then you get those today while we're here together. The bonus course expires on Saturday night. So if you want Leaves, Roots, and Fruit video course, it will no longer be available for free after Saturday evening. After that, it will be included with my paid for courses, which is still a great way to get it. But you get to get it for free right now if you grab my book. All right, all you got to do is submit your order details for your order for Leaves, Roots, and Fruit today while we're live. I'm going to answer any of your questions now. I see a lot of Q&As, so I'm going to answer those. Here are just a few pictures of some of our students, our Kitchen Garden Academy students. We're going to be opening the doors for that soon. Just to encourage you that there are people who start from scratch, who learn from me how to set up their garden, how to plant their garden, and they really are now planting like pros, and I know you can too. All right, so I am going to announce the winners for the plant tags, and I'm also going to answer your questions. So let me stop my share. Thank y'all. Was that fun? All right, let's review the 3 ways. What are the 3 ways that we're going to plant like a pro? Do y'all remember? Plant like a pro. What's the first step? Plant gradually. That's right. What's the next step? Oh, I love y'all's answers. Y'all are amazing. Intensively. That's right. And then we're planting gradually, intensively. And then what's the last one? We're planting seasonally. That's right. That means that there's always something to look forward to, always a way to plant in the garden. All right, so we're going to pick a winner from one of you guys. The way we're going to pick a winner is I want you to share your aha moment. So what was something you learned in today's class that you had never thought of before, or it's just a new way of thinking? What was your aha moment today? So tell us that in the chat, and my team's going to pick a winner. All right, to plant gradually, to keep working, planting plans, planting seasonally, leaves, roots, and fruit. Let's see, intensively, pack it in, intensive planting, no wasted space in the garden, the location of different plants and how important it was to help them all grow together, combining different leaves, roots, and fruit together, planting seasonally, totally new to packing the plants in. I can do this. I'm new to gardening. My moment was setting up the beds. This is so exciting. Row planting is not the way anymore. Figuring out where to grow tomatoes has been so tricky. Now I plan to try lettuce. Yay! Making sure everything you plant grows in the same season. Yes! How intensively it can be done. The categories of the plants, leaves, roots, and fruit, it makes everything smarter. I can become a gardener the way you have the plants in an organized way. Intensively, more than I thought is okay. Love that. Not limiting growing due to limited sun and space. Yes. Mixing all the different veg together in one bed. You guys are summarizing this so awesome. Keep planting all year, being able to plant seasonally. So important to combine during the seasons, the sizes between the plants, growing in a biodiverse way. Yes. Seasonal planting. I can grow so much more food this way. Yes. Aha moment, intensive planting and how little space is needed to get rolling. Yes, aha moment, organized to be less overwhelmed and to keep track and to reduce stress. That's what we're talking about, right? Intensively, I've been gardening 11 years and I love this. Awesome. I cannot imagine so much food. That's what Ann says. Planting intensively across each season, looking forward to getting a lot of great produce. The entire course was my aha moment. Yay! Using an arch trellis for tomatoes, onions and garlic in with lettuce and spinach. Yes. Beans now too. I can create a garden and feed my family. How much I can plant in a 4x4 bed. Seasonal stuff. I didn't know that. Get rid of the Miracle Grow. Because we're going to be growing our own miracle, right, Tanya? I love that. I love the leaves, roots, and fruit categories. So fun. I learned that dividing leaves, roots, and fruit is important. Gradual steps, intensively and seasonally. I love how you broke this down so easily to understand. I love you guys. Look at this. Love you. The government, corporations, and Hollywood elite cannot save the planet. The only way to do so is all of us one garden at a time. That is right. The lack of sun is not going to destroy my garden. You guys have the best answers. Oh my gosh. There's so many. Okay, so we have winners. Regina Meyer on Zoom, Christy Tilton, you've won from Instagram, and T. Latchman, you've also won on Zoom. Send us an email at hello@gardenary.com and we will give you your plant tags. We're going to mail you your plant tags. All right, who has ordered my book? Anybody? Did I do my job? My job today was to convince you that you need this book. It's going to make you so happy. It's the perfect size. You can just grab it and get your plant tags, and you're just going to go out to the garden and you're going to plant. Okay. This is $26 right now on Amazon, and you're going to get over $300 worth of videos to watch. Okay. I'm trying to make this a no-brainer for you. If you want to learn to garden, if you're still here and you haven't ordered this, pretty please, okay? Pretty please. No, seriously. My dream is for a vegetable gardening book to be a New York Times bestseller. I don't know if you know, but it's hard to be a New York Times bestseller. And there's never been a vegetable gardening book that's been in the top 10 ever. Florette Flower was on the New York Times like 2 or 3 years ago for her gorgeous flower garden book. But I've never seen a vegetable gardening book on the New York Times. So my dream is to put this book up there. And I cannot do it without you. I need all of you guys, every single one of you, to help me out, okay? So the way you help me out is you order this little baby today and you tell your friends and your family that they should order it too. I need at least 10,000. Let me show you. We need at least 10,000 to be sold before Saturday. And right now we're about right here. Okay. So we're about right here. And we need to go up to here. So if you can help me go from here to here, you are my new best friend. T. Latchman said, order her book, everyone. It's a very small ask. It's $27. I don't even get 26 of those dollars. Okay. So it's not about the money. It's about the mission. I want people to garden. I want this to be normal. I want everything you guys learned today to just be common knowledge for us to all know that leaves, roots, and fruit can all be planted in a garden, and that we don't have to buy all that stuff from the grocery store, and we don't have to buy Miracle-Gro, and we don't have to feel like we don't have a green thumb. I love the garden. It is my happy, happy place. And I want to share that with all of y'all. And I already lost my earring. Okay. I got to get it. I tried these extra special garden earrings today, and they just keep falling out of my ears. Okay. Let's see. Fiona's like, you're preaching to the choir, but we will tell our friends. Thank you, Fiona. If you tell your friends, that would be amazing. And I don't mean to preach, but my dad is a preacher, so it comes very naturally. Okay. Great questions. Here we go. What does your pest process look like? Do you do any preventive maintenance? Great question. So Olivia, my theory on pest prevention is stay on the offense. I talk about that here a lot. And I also talk about that in my first book. But tending is a huge part of this. So in my book, in every single chapter, I have a little section called Work with Nature. And I talk to you about using nature, working with nature, rather than feeling like we're working against it. So the first and easiest way is to have a pollinator garden, a native plant garden around your garden. That creates an ecosystem of support around your plants, all right? And then you're going to have, so that'll bring in, this is a little section, says a system inside a system using native plants. So I teach you how to create this ecosystem, not just a place where you're growing food. So that's the first step. And then each of these chapters has like a troubleshooting where we talk about how to tend and take care. But the main thing I want to tell you about pests in your garden is you don't want to focus on them. You want to focus on protecting your plants, feeding your plants, pruning your plants, harvesting from your plants. And the more you focus on that, the less the pests are an issue. And so I teach you all those steps in here, but my main 5 steps are keep it clear, prune, support your plants like with trellises and stakes, feed your plants, give them compost, earthworm castings, and then defend. But don't defend until you've done all those other things where you really take care and stay on the what's the word? Offense. Stay on the offense. Great question, Olivia. I loved it. Okay. Amy says, I pre-ordered the other day. I got the video course and the salad garden guide, but I didn't get the garden plans. Yes, Amy, that is now at the very bottom of your course. I'll show you guys real fast. Has anybody ordered it yet and checked your email? If you checked your email, you should see a login information. So if you got it, you can let us know. This is in the app. So look down here. See how I scrolled all the way down? So if you buy while we're still here live, this is where the year-long planting plans are. So it's right down at the bottom. See that? So here's the planting plans, and you just click on here, and then you can download it. It's a PDF that you can download. Pretty sure. Yeah. Here's the download right here. See the download? Boom. And then you got it. So that should be available for all of you guys who pre-purchased, or if you ordered right now, you'll get the login and you can download it right there. But it's as a bonus inside your membership. Okay. Where do we submit our order numbers? Great question. Liz is going to put a link for you in the chat for you to be able to fill it out there. I have some Oyas I'd like to use to save water. Where would you recommend placing them? Great question. All plants will like that method. You want to put it away from the root crops so that your root crops have plenty of room to go down. I would probably put it near the fruiting crops. So the water will go first to the fruit crops. They need it the most. And then it will seep over to your root crops too. But Oyas are so cool. Anybody else use Oyas? Very, very cool. There isn't a download option for the plans. Check on that right side. Our team will check it. If it's not working, we'll make sure it works. I think it works because I just downloaded it like 3 times. Yeah, it works. I just downloaded it 3 times. So press that little red button on the right side. It just downloaded. Yay! Awesome. You're going to love those planting plans. Okay. How do you control weeds in your walkways? Mostly I don't get weeds. I'm going to tell you something. I just found some radishes and arugula growing in my walkways. But you can use I did a reel about this about 2 weeks ago. You can use the cardboard from, they use it under flooring at the hardware store. That's a great thing to put down before you put down your gravel. And then if you still have trouble with weeds, you can use like some concentrated vinegar, like a 20% vinegar is great for that. Okay. Tara, thank you so much for ordering. Yes, you can get everything. Just submit your order details. Liz is putting the link right there. If you look under Gardenary Design or from Liz, they're putting a little form that you can go straight to and fill it out. And as soon as you fill it out, we'll send all that to your email. Okay, let's see. Tell us the process to buy the book. Thank you, Amy. So all you got to do to buy the book, let me show you guys. If you haven't gone there yet, Liz has shared the address, but you can literally just go to your, what do you call this? Google. You can go to your Google and right in the top, you can type leaves, rootsandfruit.com. And you're going to go straight to this page. And my team, especially Liz, has built this beautiful page for you. You're going to click order the book. And then you get to pick where you want to order it from. You can order it from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, bookshop.org, any of those places. You just click it and buy it, okay? And then after you buy it, you're just going to come right back to this page. And let me show you, there's a little form right here that you're going to fill out. So it's on that Leaves, Roots, and Fruit page. You just fill it out. So I say, this is my name. And then, oh, there's my last name. And then you're going to put your email address and your order number. And then boom, you're done. That's all you have to do. So as soon as you fill out that form, our team gets this automated thing and we send it all straight to your email. So that's all you have to do. You just order the book and then you put in your information in that form. Boom, you're done. You get hundreds of videos from me. You get tutorials, you get planting plans, all those as a bonus. Just don't enter your order number here. Just put it in the form. Okay. How often do I fertilize my veggies and my roots? I don't do a lot of fertilizing. It's a great question. I mostly rely on my planting. So I put this in the class. I said, I'm going to teach you how to do this without fertilizer. So you guys, you see my garden out here? Let me roll you closer. Can y'all see? You see everything out there? So that's what I teach you how to do in the course. And there's no fertilizer out there. Okay. That's no fertilizer. That is the plants working together. Okay. So you have a great soil base. I teach you my soil base in here. And then you put your plants in there in an intensive way. Y'all, they work together. They like being together. They're not like my kids. You know what I'm saying? They're not like my kids. My kids used to all share the same bedroom. And that only worked for a very short period of time. You know what I'm saying? Like I intensively planted my children and it was not working. Okay. We needed a lot of pesticides in there, if you know what I mean. Okay. And so we had 2 bunk beds and 4 kids, and it only lasted for a very short period of time. And then it was time to split them up. All right. But plants are not like that. Plants are not like my children. They like to be together. They feed off of each other. They give each other energy. I'm going to tell y'all something. I've never told anybody this. All right, are you ready? When I was researching for this book, I was learning about plant energy. Okay. So plants receive energy from where? The sun, right? They take an energy from the sun and they photosynthesize it. And y'all, every little part of the plant is just bursting with energy. Can y'all feel it when you walk outside in the garden? Energy from that plant is literally radiating. This is why I love the garden so much. You're just getting this energy from your plants, okay? And the thing is, plants lose their energy. Through transpiration and evaporation, they start to lose that energy. But this is what I found out in my research that just like totally confirmed this idea of planting. Are you ready? The places, scientists have studied the places where plants lose the least amount of energy. Can y'all guess? Which plants hold their energy the tightest? Any idea? I'm just talking so y'all can order the book and get all the bonuses, okay? The places where the plant, yes, they don't lose energy in tropical rainforests and in swamps. Exactly, Beverly, in the jungle, in the swamps. It was an aha moment for me. When plants are tightly together, they do not lose their energy. They get to keep it. The study showed that when plants are really tight together, the energy stays. Is that cool? I was astounded by this. It was just like, no wonder I love having so many plants together in my garden. And why when I go in the garden and I see soil and empty places, it's not good. And the plants look really stressed out. Plants love being together. They're not like my children, okay? My children like being together, just not in the same bedroom, okay? So that's your fertilizer. You do need great soil, of course. You need a lot of nutrients in your soil. But when you grow your plants together, they protect one another. They feed off of one another, especially when you do leaves, roots, and fruit all together, okay? The roots go down, the leaves spill out, and the fruit goes up. And they all work together to do plant magic. There's no room for weeds. The water can't evaporate. It's all covered with plants, right? The soil does not lose nutrients because it's all held together right there in the soil with the plants. Is that so cool? Plants are our best friends, literally. I love plants. I feel so much energy around plants, and that's because they're so full of energy. Beverly said it is a happy party. That's right. So you want to recreate a jungle. You want to recreate a swamp. You want to recreate a marsh, actually. You want to recreate that magic of all these plants together, right? Exactly. Do you turn over a bed as the seasons change? So I never strip my beds empty, right? Because the worst thing for the garden is an empty bed. So right now, what you see in my garden, and you guys are going to see this in the video course, I have tomatoes, peppers, squash, all of my warm season plants. They're tucked in there. They're slowly acclimating. And then I'm going to pull out the cool season plants when it's time. So I never empty out the garden. I'm just always planting around them and slowly moving to the next season. Does that make sense? You don't want to have open soil. You guys are going to see this in my book. If you see open soil in any of my pictures, you guys better call me. You know what I'm saying? If you see one of these pictures in my book and you see some dirt, you better give me a call because I broke my own rule. Okay. I don't want you to see any dirt. I just want you to see a ton of leaves and roots and fruit like that. That's Katie Oglesby's garden. See that? That's what we're going for. Okay. All right. So everybody got my book? You got it? Leaves, roots, and fruit. Did you do it? If all of y'all buy my book right now that haven't bought it, we'll at least be number one on Amazon. We may not be the bestseller on New York Times, but we would at least be the bestseller on Amazon. Okay. Did everybody get their bonuses? I just want to be sure. Everybody's good? Okay. Got your book. I need the link. All right. My team will put the link in there one more time. We're going to close up. Thank y'all so much for joining me. This was so fun. So fun. If you won the plant labels, you can send me an email to hello@gardenary.com. If you didn't win them, you can buy them in our shop. We have raised beds, trellises, plant tags, all the tools, everything you want in the Gardenary shop. And I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I am so thankful for you. And I wouldn't have even gotten this book opportunity without you. So I just want to thank you guys so much. And thank you for sharing about this book. As soon as you get it, send me a DM and tag me. And also please share this with your friends and family. Get one of your buds to, your BFFs to be your garden BFF too. Gardening is so much more fun with friends. You mean the world to me. I really mean that. I haven't met so many of y'all, but Alex just told me I'm number one on Amazon. Y'all did it. Are you serious? She just said I'm number one. Okay. Y'all are the best. Anyway, what I was saying is, thank you, Alex, is, I know I don't know hardly any of you, but I feel like I do. And I don't have a lot of friends. I feel like y'all are my friends. And so I just want to thank you for being my community, my support, and for bringing back the garden with me. It means so much to me, and you're very, very special to me. So I want you to know that. If you haven't been told that yet today, you're very special and important. So if you didn't receive the email, check your spam and email us if you need any help at hello@gardenary.com, and we will make sure you get all the bonuses. Okay. This is just the beginning. If you haven't bought, you have a few more minutes to get the book, to get those 2 ebook bonuses, including the planting plans. And Olivia, I know you said the winter months. So read through those planting plans. I have things that you can put into your beds in the cold season that'll keep it going and be ready to grow as soon as it warms up. Rosaria said, #1 bookseller on Amazon. Y'all are amazing. I thank you guys so much. All right, I'm going to go have a lunch date with my team. I wish y'all all could come, but hopefully this fall, maybe we can have a Gardenary party in Nashville. Y'all can all come and we will celebrate together. Thank you so much for your support. I love you guys. I will see you guys very soon. And I really, truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Take care.